Hello! Welcome back to more Lichvale, Rise of the Dead. Jarviskjir the grave situation. Get it? It's a funny joke, right? So, you just had that meeting. It ended quite awkwardly, but overall, well, Amelia got what she wanted. Amelia's plan went 100%. My internet's dying. What did you say?
I said Salny is pretty freaking happy.
Yeah, I think Melly's just happy to be involved, and Gilwin would be happy if he was here. But Vale, maybe when you're leaving, Vale has a bit of a sour face. So I imagine you leave the building, and someone goes up to you, just like, we will, if you're going to go back to the first quencher, we'll come back to you about your lodgings.
Thank you.
By the end of the day, we're trying to check places that would be suitable for your number of bodies. So
thank you.
You probably end up going back to the bar because that's what you do. Sit back down. Still warm.
When you say places for a number of people, I mean, I get that, but can you see if it's a place that doesn't mind having a... I'm working on a project and it's just about done, so I'd like it if there was like a basement or a back room or a second room that I just gotta finish my project.
That's okay.
Thank you.
Well, we didn't get paid.
But we did. Did you want to spend every night at a tavern? I mean, you're welcome to.
Well,
but this seemed more convenient.
I like
Also,
camping, actually.
Yes, but you know how difficult it is for me to ward a campsite every night?
Well, I just thought...
This is more secure.
But obviously it's going to be made of stone, I presume. But I meant, you know, I thought we'd be done here instead. Now, don't get me wrong. I like Crestpac a lot. I don't care about the other one. But I didn't think we'd be going backwards and forwards.
I'm sorry, weren't you investigating something here as well?
Yes.
I assumed you'd be here for some time.
We learned a lot of what we want to know from Crestpac.
So, enough to satisfy your curiosity and I'm moving on?
Enough to satisfy a curiosity, yes, for now, because we need to move on and find a jar which was taken by one of our old friends, we believe. Not a jar, it's a family heirloom.
Do you know where this is?
No idea.
Well...
Vale, you can make a very solid guess where she is.
Yeah. I have a... Well, that's what I suggested, with one of our old friends. Yeah. Probably with Caitlin, but I have no idea where she is. But
no, you can guess where she is. Pretty easily in a radio.
Yeah.
But then more than that is...
If she's still alive, she's probably in a radio.
Yeah.
Can we go to a radio?
I have magics, or at least I should say there are magics that exist that can find things at a good distance away, but we're you know, about a quarter mile. So if you're talking, you know, nations, well, you're gonna have to get a little bit more. But we need to get... Do you have an idea?
2 nations over, probably.
That's more than a quarter mile.
Melody knows spell to locate things. Not that long distance. Not countries.
Locating items is...
Melody, same thing. It's actually a fifth of a mile, but, you know, I figure fractions start to confuse him once the numbers get bigger on the right side of the, you know...
It's less the finding the location, rather that I suspect the location that we would have to go, me and Gil are both outlaws in. If we are recognized, it may not be so good for us.
Wait, you're criminals? I mean, it doesn't surprise me with the way that you handle things, but...
I was a pirate. Of course I was a criminal at some point.
Yeah, well, sure, criminal at sea and criminal on land. I mean, I understand at sea you're dying of thirst and heat exhaustion literally every day, but I mean here there's leaves and water aplenty.
It's easy to hunt.
You mean there are good hunting grounds around here?
Anywhere has good hunting grounds.
Ah, but you see, we were hunting for gold, Melody. I know you don't really like gold, but
Melody just throws about. Why?
for some people it is more wholesome than meat.
But meat's tasty. Can't eat gold.
But you can get meat and other things with gold.
Now,
That's
now,
fine.
my friends.
You can get gold and other things with meat.
Bling.
Ah.
Humble stumbles over. You can't eat gold, but you can drink gold. Barkeep, a round of golden ale for my friends. And the barkeep, who is a rock gnome with a wooden leg, is just like, yeah, of course, and hobbles over to go get stuff. It's like, the finest drink in the land. Well, it's an okay drink. I can't claim it's the finest drink in the land. I haven't tried all the drinks yet, but I'm trying. I'm trying, my friends. You look sour. What's wrong? Tell all of your ales to Humble, your dearest friend.
Oh,
Well-
absolutely. You see, Humble, I have this thing that I've been working on for some time. I finished crafting it, and I'm doing everything I can to
And you
cause
two
it
can get back to your conversation. They're over there having that.
At this point, Bear like gives like a sorry look to Humble, and then like looks away.
See, Humble doesn't notice because Humble's a nice person who's interested in conversations he has.
Well, the funny thing
Last
is-
time was having really intricate conversations with Melody with no complaint, right? He's just actually likes talking to people, so he's actually fine with this.
The only reason why Sid is so excited to talk to him about it is because, well, he's part demon, and demons trade in souls. So I'm hoping that, maybe something he would have some sort of insight on the impression ability that I'm trying to.
Alright, so you three can have your conversation again
It's
while
now
those
I
two are
eat.
reacting. Yeah, you're out of the picture for now.
Listen, Vale, this is just temporary lodgings to keep us from continually spending money while we're here.
I know. I do not resent the choice you made. I just wish we had come out there with some extra coin. That's all. Old habits die hard.
So I imagine happy with that. Sid and Humble have a conversation for a long time that you guys probably don't really listen to. It's not that interesting. Sid's very happy. You have your golden ales. They're alright. They're pretty nice actually. And
Oh yeah,
I
Vale
don't
did want to.
actually. I wouldn't drink mine because Amelia
Oh.
doesn't really drink.
Vale did want to check that.
I will
He
slide
would
it
have in
over.
fact. He would have in fact asked when Humble was like around for. Vale would have been like, "Is this on you?"
yes, of course. You don't order around and then claim it to be paid by someone else. Unless you're a
They-
fucking bastard.
Vale-
And I'm not a
Vale-
bastard. Well,
Vale will drink his ale and Amelia's ale.
yeah.
If Amelia and Vale aren't really talking, Melody will be sitting and listening to the conversation between Humble and him, not understanding a word.
You
of
just
it,
like
but-
hearing them talk.
Yeah.
So
Amelia will kind of like awkwardly describe Also, I am very sorry that I implied that your race was dying out because they were weak. That was beat of me, and I shouldn't have said that. As she slides her drink over to him.
payment service. So after like a couple of hours of conversation, that same attendant guy goes over to you. He was like, "We got a place for you now, if you're ready." And then I imagine Vale just like, "Ready." And Sid is dragged away from the conversation. Humble's like, "I'll be here with
Melody
Gilwyn
just,
Gallagher."
picks him up bodily as he's still talking.
There's like this sadness. Humble's like, "I'll be here. I'm always here."
And he leads you away. He leads you near the market. Actually near the gate where you enter and exit the city most of the time, the north gate. A little bit away from like sort of the main road that you normally travel down.
It's just far enough that you start to get worried about getting your throat slit, but not far enough that you worry about getting lost.
Surrounded by abandoned buildings, there's a little shop that seems to be selling something, and sort of attached to the it's sort of like a semi-detached house, but the shop is much smaller than the house, which is one floor. You can already see it has a cellar, which I imagine he kind of like hands you one set of keys. Like, this one's for the cellar, this one's for the main door. Don't worry about him, and he kind of like points to the shop. It's like, he'll be harmless. You might just want to talk to him every now and again, just so he feels involved.
Is the cellar like an outside entrance then?
Yes. And then he kind of like leaves you to it. But you walk around the place. It is a quite nice, not very. The furnishing that's here is furniture that was here 2 years ago when the city was destroyed. So it is a little
bit dusty.
A little bit dusty. Sometimes they have a fluid on it that you can't work out what it was. It's dried, but it's gone.
I'll collect the sample.
Good. You can scrape it. But there's not 5 bedrooms. There's there's room in the attic. There are multiple different rooms, and there
correct term is jizz.
And
there's jism.
And the cellar is actually the cellar makes up the house and the shop. So the cellar's really big.
Oh wow. So how many?
But empty. It's completely empty. One floor, attic, cellar. The cellar is completely empty. It's basically a box, and actually it's slightly flooded. But in some parts, there's a little bit. It's not like that even. It's not the best made thing in the world, but you know, it might work.
So how many total entryways?
One main door, one entrance to the cellar. You can't enter the cellar from inside the building. You have to go outside.
Okay.
And there are a number of windows, four or so.
So the 2 main entryways, I'm gonna start immediately warding those. With arcane lock, black flat.
I bit my lip so bad just now.
Oh, okay.
I feel for you. It's pretty bad, man. I don't like buying lips.
And we're just gonna sit here and watch you in pain.
Horrific.
Not gonna do any kind of role
I have
play.
to admit, there's
just sort of make fun of you, honestly.
There's slight satisfaction that it's not me.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
It's just a mouthful of food too, so it's like, oh, now there's like food in my open wound.
I'm so glad that I'm not the one in pain. So, Amelia, you start doing this. You still have the keys, but I imagine you unlock the doors. You go around again. No furniture. You definitely don't have enough beds. You probably won't get enough beds. You'll maybe just move bedding and maybe like a chair into other rooms or that sort of thing.
So I will explain that the only ones who can pass through the door are us, 5. Anybody else will need a passcode to disable the spell.
Cool. That's fine.
Okay, for somebody else screwing up.
That's Neil. You're
okay.
He's typing
it's like
a
electro
horrifying
noises.
creature.
Yeah.
But also a thing that you would definitely pay attention to, Amelia. I mentioned you're in a fairly empty part of the city for now. You are. This is the sort of thing. Your windows open. You're gonna hear the sound of the city. You aren't in the middle of nowhere. There are sort of to the east. There are people in the buildings. To the west, it's mostly empty. It's just the husks of buildings or buildings that have been knocked down.
Alright. So.
This place isn't, well, there's room. And I'll, like, start pulling out tools and stuff.
It's absolutely that the case. There's a lot of room. There's not much else.
I have to say, I quite like it. I'm quite fond of the place already. Perhaps we should see what the shop sells next door. Some polish or wax might do this wooden furniture some good.
Yep, I'm sure it's scalps and phalanges and all sorts of other things you can get at that shop over there.
But do you think that's not something they sell here?
I'll like actually like put a tool down and like look at him and I'm like,
no, Well, I will go and speak to the shopkeeper then. Melody, would you like to come? We can see what they sell. No.
Melody shakes her head.
Melody, would you like to help me work on these potions?
Yes. Amelia, Melody. Melody has request. She actually proffers like the large wolf pout and the small wolf pout and says, Amelia, help Melody look smart. Melody wants to clean pelts, so can look smart when traveling. Can Amelia help?
Yeah, I can certainly help you clean it.
She smiles.
Well, the giant wolf pelt is only like half of the giant wolf, so it's kind of fine. But still, it's a lot. Like you go around, you find a tub for washing, you go to the local cisterns or like water pumps, get water. You're there for a while. But predestination does help, but it's not gonna do all the work for you with that. Nah. Especially because it's already saturated with magic because it's been on Melody for so long.
Right.
Take the ampersand with you.
The ampersand?
She hasn't met them yet.
Oh yes.
So when you're kind of like going off to like do this stuff, I'm like, oh hey Amelia, here, why don't you take my ampersand? And I'll like kind of grab on my bag this strange looking like almost like a long worm, mechanical worm looking device, and it kind of like slinks up and like makes its way over to, and almost like the way a snake slithers, mixed the way like an inchworm kind of like inches over to the way you are, and it'll kind of like stop by your feet, and as it like props up and it holds still, you can see it kind of looks like an ampersand. Maybe if it stayed still for a moment, but like it keeps moving. And it's like a semi-erect snake, and it's like...
Sid is showing Amelia his semi-erect.
Oh, it can help you out with what you're trying to do.
I'm banned from Twitch.
You have to go and collect water, right?
Yeah.
There you go. I gotta go back to what I'm doing.
He doesn't give you any explanation.
You're not explaining this.
And then it probably inches up onto Melody's shoulder. For
Melody's used to it.
Strength.
We know the cat is with Gil.
The cat is with Gil, that's true. So, they do that. Vale, you head over to the shop nearby, like, he's probably normal. He's totally fine. You open up, perception roll.
I went for my dice there. Perception. Whoop. It's alright.
You see scalps. Oh, no. It's not a scalp. It's a shrunken head. Ugh, it's a shrunken head. It's like someone took some head and it's all like bug-eyed and it's tiny and it's gross and it's hanging off a thing and it's got like these feathers in his hair. What is that? What's that? That's a stuffed fox. Why is it giving a thumbs up? Foxes don't have thumbs. Who added thumbs to foxes? What? Oh, nails? Oh, nails might be handy. We're doing some renovation. Like it's a junk shop. And you can tell why as soon as you stand in the door, like, and the guy walks up and is like, ah, howdy meeting ya, and he's like this old guy who is crunched in hunch, and just crazy eyed, just eyes full of crazy.
Sid lied.
I see you like my heads.
No.
You know where these come from, friend? I don't know. I got a bunch of them in a shipment. It wasn't meant for me. Hey.
Reminds me of a halfling I know a little bit.
I'm not a halfling. I'm a full ling.
Yes, very good.
Huh?
Me and my...
What's you say?
Me and my friend...
Visir's the only one that works where you gotta speak to me this way.
Me and my friends have just moved in. Next door,
You moved into the longhouse? I always think that house looks like an eye without the dot on the end. But on the ground.
Oh, Yes, I see.
You know
that
what?
now.
You know what you need for that house? I'd be taking a look at it. And if I had the time, the money, and a friend, I would do it some renovations. Liquor paint. You know, I got paint. He like actually points. There's a pile of assorted paints. None of them have labels.
Now
They're
you
all
have
sealed.
a friend. And
What color are they?
They're like reaches out an elbow and he's like, "Now you have a friend." Oh,
I see.
Not sure whether this is gonna backfire.
You want me to help renovate the house? I can do that. You know, I got a thing here. And he takes out like the nails.
Well, actually, I was just after some nails and some wood polish and some rope and some cloth for now.
Well, these nails, they're enchanted, my friend. They don't bend. They never bend unless you want them to bend, in which case there's some leeway. So they're good. He kind of like pushes it into your hand. And then wood polish, I've got that. Wood polish. Is the wood still on the tree?
No, it's old wood.
Okay, you want this one. And then rope. Is the rope needed to tie down a man?
It's to tie up. I want it for a hammock. It's to tie up a man.
It is to tie up a man. Okay, you definitely want this rope then with the red string. You know, I nearly thought you were a weirdo for a second there, asking for all these things, but no, you're just a sleepy man. And like he bundles all these things together, and charges you like a gold. Which is actually a great deal, because you know the rope is probably worth more than this already. And then it's like, you know what, you want to find a good place for a hammock. You know what you want for a hammock? You want to find a good load-bearing pillar. I know there's some good timber in that building if it's anything like this. So they help me cut, and he like walks out of the house, of the shop, assuming that you follow. And Amelia, I imagine you brought the things back to wash because you knew it'd take too long. You like, maybe you have the window open to let out the stuffy smell. You're just hearing this guy get closer and closer and closer. And he actually goes to the door and is like, oh!
It's locked.
You locked your house?
Well,
There's no thieves in Lichvale. They keep all the zombies outside, and they only want to steal your teeth. I got one of mine. But luckily it was a fake tooth, so it's okay.
Well, one of my friends is, she's paranoid. Totally paranoid.
Oh, I know. He's trying to whisper, he's not. I know the kind of person who's always thinks that someone's out to stab him in the back. But the thing is, they aren't, until you start acting like you're worried that you're gonna stab them in the back. And then they do. Wait a minute.
Oh, yes.
Do you want me? I can show you the hammock plate.
No.
The door.
Don't worry about it. What was your name?
My name's Grumble.
Grumble.
I mean, that's what the folks around here call me.
Well, I am Vale, and it is nice to meet you, neighbor.
Ah, neighbor! I always wanted a neighbor. Ah.
Yes, well, I'm sure we will be seeing you soon.
I'm gonna have to come over, and we're gonna have to cook up a nice roast one day. I'm a really big fan of roast monkey. You know, if we can get a good monkey around here, that roast real good. And you know, you put the potatoes in with the monkey, get the monkey flavor in the taters. It's a good time. All involved.
Sounds quite good. But monkeys are quite rare.
I've not been able to buy a monkey since I moved here. I don't know what it is, there's no monkey store. Maybe I need to start stocking monkey.
That might be an interesting way to
That
run the
is
business.
in the business, we call that a cash cow. Which is weird because it'd be monkey. But you know what? And he actually just starts going back to his shop like, yeah, try and get a place to buy some monkey. Yeah, good monkey meat. Free range. Organic, and like he just goes back into the shop, and you're like,
yeah. But I was gonna go in and be like, well, the arcane lock works.
yeah, absolutely. Amelia can tell that.
Which I am rather pleased about. On the other hand, the shop did sell everything I needed, and scalps, shrunken heads. Is that something humans commonly do? Looks
Blank-
at the
blank
non-human.
Look at the non-humans and kind of shrug.
I mean, Melody's human.
Melody's not human enough to know that though.
No.
She's like, yeah, I'm a human, but I'm actually an animal. I'm actually a Feywild animal.
She's a beast, baby. So,
Beast, all right.
But Vale's gonna set about fixing up some of the furniture and giving it a nice wax, nice polish around
It's funny
the
because
house.
Sally usually sets his time fixing up Vale.
yeah. So you start doing this. Sid, I imagine you were trying to drain the water from the basement?
Get back down in the basement, Sid.
If that's what I needed to do to make sure that I could actually work freely, then absolutely! It's so much fun! Oh, man. I really wish I had an ampersand with me right now. It really could snake those drains. Oh, well.
Yeah.
Got no drains, no buckets, so the best thing,
Gotta
Sid's just like...
slurp it all
Sid's
up
just-
and walk out the cellar and go, clang!
Whoa!
Whoa! Literally just doing it mouthful by mouthful.
That's
He's like, oh god.
What Sid would actually do is the cellars there. Is there any form of like basement or anything like that nearby? Sorry, not basement, like drainage.
Outside.
Like sewer or anything like that.
Outside.
I'd
But you
imagine-
said this is the basement, so
Yeah.
the outside is like.
I think you'd have to
I'm
get out
already in
and
the
then
foundation.
outside. You have to
I
walk
have a
out
much
and
better
dump
idea.
out somewhere.
So you know what I would
Put your
actually
bag
do?
of holding
I
in
would
the
use
corner.
damage integrity and blast holes into the ground.
Until you find the
eventually It
sewers.
would just seep through the ground.
Yeah, I mean, that's actually legit. You can be spending the time doing that. And you're probably like, I'm a genius. This is the best idea. It would have taken me forever with the buckets. And you're just like really
What was
happy.
I gonna
with
do?
yourself.
Lift this up and by the mouthful?
So I imagine you probably spend most of... You spend all day doing these various things. Vale is just making the place nicer to live. You two are
I
cleaning.
polished a lot of wood.
And Sid is draining the stuff, and is starting to set up his things there in at least
draining the
temporary
swamp.
capacity. So you sleep for the night. Actually,
Well, just before that, but when we're finishing
Okay.
off the cleaning, Melody just there's probably been a little bit of conversation, as much conversation as you can have with Melody anyway. But she at the end she looks to Amelia and says, "Thank you, Amelia helps Melody look smart. Melody can help friends. Amelia, Melody's friend. If Amelia ever needs help with potions, Melody helps," and smiles.
Thank you, Melody.
Alright. You sleep for the night, probably pretty comfortable. I imagine it ends up being Melody and Amelia in a room, and Sid is probably in the basement, so Vale just has a hammock, like,
I'm going in
somewhere.
the attic.
Oh, you have a hammock in the attic, and it's
Oh, yeah.
actually... It's open space without the threat of there being an animal nearby. There is an owl on the roof, but, you know, it's only mildly annoying sometimes.
Who was in the basement?
You. I imagine you just probably just slept down there with your stuff.
get
Do
tired
you
after-
want to sleep
You get
upstairs
tired
like a
after
person?
shoveling 60
No,
mouthfuls
he's
of water out the basement.
honestly, he would probably, like you're saying, get tired. He'd probably just pass out doing things.
Yeah, he's just like,
Like-
Yeah.
well...
Unfortunately, Sid had not drained all the water.
That's why Sid's
Passed
coat
out
has a
into
long
small
collar.
layer of water.
He has a long collar just so he can sleep on it. Nice and comfy. So, next morning, you wake up. It's raining. Not a surprise. There's a little letterbox in the door. And the letter went through the alarm. Amelia probably would notice, but it went through the
I was
alarm.
going to run down when he hears the letterbox.
There's a letter, and there's a seal on it. You can immediately work out. I mean, you would think it would be like, oh, seal of Lichvale. Then you realise there is no seal of Lichvale. Lichvale used to be part of the Kingdom of Goldport and didn't really have its own thing. So it's just a B. It's a blue wax with a B. And you figure this is probably, if you do go to the Copperbeard's hold, hand this to someone important.
I was going to
It's
sit
sealed?
there with the letter at the table, waiting for people to wake up and come down.
Like a
It's sealed?
angry father. It's sealed, yeah. Wax seal.
Alright, excellent. I take out a dagger and I pick away at the seal very carefully.
Give me a slight hand check.
Ooh.
That's funny.
Can Vale lend a help action?
Yes.
No. You have to work the dagger under this side first.
Would I see them doing this?
Did he?
If you come upstairs for breakfast, yeah.
Oh yeah, of course I would. Absolutely, the smell of food. Kidding me?
That's
Like,
actually fine
walking
for this. So you probably walk in, Sid, just as you see her open the letter and like put the dagger down. And the letter, the envelope isn't ripped, so that was not used to cut open the letter like a bowler.
Like, so would I put 2 and 2 together or no?
Yeah.
Okay. But like, what are you doing? Like, did you steal the mail from that shop next door?
Sid, we have a letterbox. We got a letter this morning.
No, this is
So
something
you
we're going to be
stole mail?
delivering. No, this is a letter for us to give to somebody else.
That is not how things work.
No, it is. Look, and Vale like walks over to
Hold
the
on, wait a
letterbox.
second. Amelia, I thought you were actually a pretty stand-up girl. Now you're telling me that you're just a common pickpocket? Sorry,
I want to know
pickpocket?
what we are delivering.
Why
And
do
if
we
it's
have to
going to
deliver it when it was delivered to this address? It's either ours or not.
No,
I
this
mean-
is a letter from Lady Builder for us to give to the people of Copperhold to set up the arrangements.
But to be
Oh, and
fair,
you're reading that? Oh my
Yes,
god.
I am reading it.
to be
Oh,
fair,
what is the
she
matter
never,
now?
she
We
never
need
said,
information.
she never said that she was going to send us a letter. So to be honest, posting a letter through our door with blue wax on it is
You're
it's
doing
pretty vague.
workarounds to try to do workarounds, and you're just not gonna work around me. I'm sorry, but
Sid.
you're breaking the law.
Sid, you're right. You're right. And now I think about it, you know that letterbox is awfully squeaky. I think
Your
it could
point?
do with.
What I'm
think it could
saying
do
is,
with
if you're
being
going
looked
to
at.
break a letter, and he picks up the letter and he snaps the seal, he says, "Why don't you do it the right way?" And I'll cast Mending to reseal it, and then I can.
I like the idea of Amelia actually very dramatically gasping there, and then being like, oh.
Oh. Okay, well, we could do that too.
So Amelia reads the letter.
Read the letter.
It is in common.
Skip the first minute. Amelia read the letter.
It says, it's sort of like, it's just addressed to the Dwarf Lord of Copperbeard Hold, so it's not, she doesn't know who's in charge. And more or less is the outline of what is going on here, that there is a talk with a member of a race of Lichvale, the newly awakened undead. And we want to use you as a neutral ground for negotiations. Blah, 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 blah. Basically what you figure out is that this will get you most of the way to someone. You're probably still going to have to explain things, but this at least gives them an overview, which will probably get you in a door. But then once you're in the door with the Dwarf Lord of Copperbeard Hold, or whoever, you probably don't even need to go to the person in charge of the entire city for this, although it depends on how big you want this to be. You will then have to actually properly explain, because it's only in very broad strokes explained. It's explained in a very polite and sort of business-like way, which means it's missing all details.
Okay. So, do we want to... How do we want to handle this? Do we want to go back to, Grey Hill? Grain Hill. Do you want to go back to Grain Hill and then the Copperbeard Holds?
I think so. We also need, I suppose, a letter from Cressbeck as well. We can take the letters from both parties to Copperbeard's Hold and get them to send a letter to both parties, inviting them to the meetings. It would be best, I suppose, if it is sent from a neutral party.
Advantage of that as well, they can actually set a date. Which you can't really do, because you're kind of going everywhere.
Yeah.
Okay.
Man,
Also-
it's so strange to be a part of these diplomatic errands. It's just... it's funny.
It is strange, I have to admit. Amelia, I noticed when we were in the meeting, I do not know whether this is usually how you do things, but you didn't mention how much gold we would be paid for this extended negotiation period. And from what I've seen of you, usually you are very forward with how much gold you wish to be paid.
It's true.
Is this conscience over coffers?
No,
this
no.
is coffers.
I took payment in a different form. She will adjust her around to this. I
mean,
before we go, I suppose we should.
The table's nicely polished.
Should revisit negotiations, shouldn't we?
perhaps just to settle the agreed sum because of the extra work that is now going into it?
She'll nod to that and try to set up another meeting with the lady builder.
You send off another letter, you just sort of like basically hand it to someone like, Lady Builder.
Yeah. Pretty
Just
much.
go next door into the shop
Random
and be like,
person.
get this to the lady builder. Right away!
Alright, you do that.
Yeah.
You
I was gonna say, while they
fairly
take
sure-
care of that, I was gonna visit the shop next door really quickly, and then I
Sure.
can join them on like the actual big endeavor afterwards. So.
Sure.
As Sid goes to leave, Vale's gonna like catch his arm and be like, Sid, don't get drawn into any long conversations. I dread to think what you two might come up with.
This sounds genuinely exciting. And I'll like with a big smile, kind of like turn and walk out the door. Hopefully.
Yeah, you just like magic. You walk around to the shop. The shop is open. You know, he probably doesn't see you enter because you're a gnome. Wherever this guy is. Yeah, you do like there's a bell, but it didn't go off. You're like, You're like, oh, a little gentleman. Wow, hello. What do you
Hey
need?
there. Oh, quite a few things. Let's see.
Oh.
I need some. You have crystals here, naturally
Well-
or manufactured.
That's what I was gonna say. I don't have any real crystals, but I have. And he like gets a box. It says real crystals on it. They're all glass, colored glass, but you can't tell the difference, right? If you put this on a ring, fuck, you got a wife, you know? I mean, it didn't work for
I've
me,
had one
but
of those. I'm all set. Listen, they're great because they don't conduct very well. So I'll take a handful of those. Do you have any cogs? You know, metal wheels with like...
metal meal. Well, you know, no, but I do have a series of antique metal plates from Copperbeard's Hold. You know, if we take these and you take some bites out of them with a little clamp, you'd be good cogs, right?
Do you have a clamp that will take clean bites?
Yeah.
Good.
Pulls one out of his pocket. He's just
Awesome.
like,
And then
keep this
and
on
then,
me all
you know,
the time.
I really like you. You have a great personality.
You know I'm a
You know-
good businessman. That's what I say.
Yeah,
Because
you are.
When I say
Okay,
it, it's
listen,
definitely true.
You seem like a stand-up guy. All right, now here comes the real one. Okay.
Oh,
Is I'm
that was all
gonna-
just a test for old Grumble. Okay, I see how it is. You're a real deal, and you're trying to make me check if I'm the real deal. But I'm,
Yeah.
you know,
Because
okay.
like all these together, I figure you get all the things that we've discussed all together. Let's say about 10 gold pieces worth. I'll trust your judgment on that, and I'll give you the 10 gold for all that stuff. Now here's the real question: do you, one or two, hidden in back, have a magic scroll? 2 of them, 3 of them, perhaps. Do you have any lost written word of their arcane?
Persuasion roll. Persuasion roll.
Persuasion. I'm so good at this. No? Persuasion. Boop. Ah!
Unbelievable.
Oh, you know what, my friend? I think I do. But you know, just the kind of thing I found every now and again. You know, in my travels and in my business. Business of business. And in the back here, and he kind of opens up, and you see it's a hammer. And takes a scroll, like, a bunch of dust flies off.
I'll actually kind of like lean into it, like almost unblinkingly as the dust comes out because I'm like excited by the old stuff.
This is a scroll. There's a spell in it. I don't know what it does.
Do you mind if I...
You know what? Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. You can have a look. If you can find out what it is, you know, I'll knock some off the price. I'm gonna go measure up those gems for you. He gets like a
right.
set of scales and starts, well, like a, you know, like when you go to like a candy shop and they have the scoops. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Interesting.
Yep.
Magic item analysis.
So he does the 10 gold pieces worth, and I'll
Yeah,
give you
yeah,
back
he
the
does.
analysis?
You get all the stuff for 10 gold. You think it's more or less. Maybe he's a little too generous. Which you aren't going to complain about. Unless he's too much, I think you would be like, hold on, But this is a scroll of burning hands, which
Perfect.
is not the most uncommon spell. Like, you definitely know what it is and how to do it. It's usually, but the thing about this spell is usually it's like raw natural power. But it's quite interesting to have it in a sort of more refined form.
Perfect. Awesome. So I'll take this, and I'm not done analyzing it yet, but I've done enough analysis I could probably get away with doing. Well, it's like you could sit at a coffee shop and read a few pages of a book. You know what I mean? Sorry, of a bookstore, but you don't read the whole goddamn book while you're there. You know what I mean? So I'll approach him after said time.
Do you know what it is?
I do. It seems to replicate kind of the breath of a small red dragon. It's not real. It's pretty fake. Kind of like those being diamonds, right? But it gets the job done.
You know what? If a man like you pretends to be a dragon, you know that's gonna confuse people, right? It's gonna whisk the hats right off their asses. So
yeah,
that's interesting.
You sit on your hat often too?
Yeah, sometimes I just put it on my chair while I'm walking, and I sit back on the hat. That's why it's so flat now.
Yeah, exactly. And then you're like, I just got this new top hat. Now it's got all these creases. Might as well.
Now it's a bottom hat, right? Alright, that'll be 150 gold. I'll knock off some price for the dust, and you did work out what it was.
So 160 including that stuff, right?
Yeah.
Sounds great. Listen, if I throw in 5 more gold, I have one tiny more favor to ask.
Oh, lay it on me.
I've been working on a device, and it's literally going to take me about an hour about 10-15 minutes to finish setting it up. I just need to leave it here for the rest of the day, so you can keep an eye on it, and I'll come back and collect it like tonight when I come back.
Yeah, sure. I mean,
I'm just asking you to keep an eye on something for me.
What is it?
Oh, it's a little
It's a bomb.
Do you know what an automaton is? Yeah, exactly. So it's like a little mechanical creature. You know, like
like a baby.
Yeah, but like they're from back at my homeland.
Like a halfling baby.
But yes, but made out of metal.
Oh, I didn't know they were born like that. That's interesting. As long as you don't get like womb juice all over my floor, I think it's okay.
Ew. I'll have you know, where I come from, the men aren't in the room.
Sounds right to me, but yeah, I don't see you any having a young honey around. Unless that elf was your... You know what? I'm already asking too many questions. You can leave your baby here with me. I'm a certified babysitter after all.
I will not check that documentation because I honestly find it to be a little disturbing. Here's 165 gold coin. Feel free to count it out.
He does.
I'll subtract that in a second. So that leaves me at 43 left. Cool. Thank you so much for this stuff. I'll be back in a less than an hour.
Good.
Okay.
I'll see if there's any fresh deals when you get back.
I'm gonna head over to them, with like, arms full of stuff. I don't even know how much it weighs. With like arms full of stuff.
Just stuff.
When he comes in, Melody comes and sort of takes some of it off him to help.
Melody grabs
I didn't even see you there.
And just goes.
Whoops. Thank you, Melody. And can I just say that those shoes really bring out the color in your eyes? It's a very distinct brown, like you would never see anywhere else.
But Melody's eyes are green.
Yeah.
Melody just smiles, like, clearly in confusion. She doesn't really know what you mean, but she smiles anyway.
Were we in a rush? I just have one last task, and then I'll come with you guys to go and stuff.
Muted. We're gonna need a code, like a certain hand gesture that means you're muted.
There you
Good.
go. Yeah.
Weird. So weird.
Yeah, you're good.
No rush. In fact, perhaps it'd be better without you there. Maybe we can go and negotiate payment first while you take care of this.
Sounds great. You negotiate payment, and then I'll come with you for that task, because I'm really interested in how you guys handle diplomacy.
Okay, so you leave Sid in the house alone. And you go off to the
like
mayor.
a couple of furtive glances over the shoulder as we leave.
Does Melody stay with me?
Well, Melody can't be of any great use to the diplomatic thing, and even Melody understands that. It depends. If Amelia requests Melody's presence, then she'd go with him, but otherwise she'd probably stay with Sid.
Okay, cool. So Vale and Amelia go. Not a bad idea ever. And head up to the mayor's house. When you get there, no one actually goes and greets you this time. You just sort of enter the large bottom floor, and there's people milling about. There's actually a lot of people who are just like sort of waiting away from the rain. It's actually pretty heavily raining. Like maybe some of the water's going back into the basement, but it's getting drained, so it doesn't really matter.
Is Yeti fur partially waterproof?
Partially. I think we talked about this before. At least it helps a bit, you know.
I mean, it lives in the snow, which is just water.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, but it probably doesn't melt.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? A Yeti has warmth to its body, and he's still clung to
The
it.
snow's gonna melt into it, and
No, I don't know. I'm fairly certain Yetis breathe like.
I bet it's one of those things
snowy
where
death on you.
it's
like
they've
an
probably
otter.
got-
Think like
they
an
prob-
otter's fur.
Yeah,
It actually comes more from the oils than naturally secrete.
It's actually the Yeti fur
is-
is a waterproof, but it's one of those things. You say it's waterproof, but when the water gets through it, it's gross. It's just completely sodden when that happens. But it'll survive like this jaunt through the rain. If you like jog it, you'll be fine. But then when you get back outside, you'll be like, oh.
Well, no, because I was thinking that like the snow would never melt where a Yeti goes, and their body temperature's probably lower because they breathe like snowy death, don't they?
He's the one. Yeah, Yeti is here anyway.
Anyway,
Just an interesting point. I don't know. No one goes up to you. But you can have time to ponder as we have a break.
holy shit, that went
I
quick.
didn't realize what time it was.
Right?
Yeah.
Sid's been talking for an hour.
Excuse me, I'll have you know, it's for a really good reason. You'll appreciate it.
All right,
Sure.
we'll be back soonish.